You know, I said I was done spewing my emotion as far as anger goes for this Philadelphia Eagles team. But you know what? The more I think about it, and the more that I sit here and stew over what the fuck happened with this Eagles team, the more and more furious I get. I said, you know, once the Redskins game was done, I was like, you know what? I didn't have much hope for them anyway. They deserve to lose to a scrub-ass 3-win team. A team that could barely put up points against anyone this year. But then we go to their house and they kick our shit in. And then I was sitting there, I was like, wait a second. Hold on 1 second. Let's back up to 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, week 13, the Eagles are tied for the best record in the NFL at 9-3. 3 weeks later, the Eagles are eliminated from playoff contention. Went from best record in the NFL to 3 weeks later eliminated from the playoffs. And to cap it off, they lost to a fucking 3-win team to get that final elimination. Well, the final elimination was Dallas beating the Colts, but we all saw that coming anyway. And this is the thing. I'm fine with my team not making the playoffs. It's not the end of the world for that to happen. But it's the steps that we took to get to where we are at right now. Cutting Deshaun Jackson, drafting Marcus Smith, keeping Nate Allen, Bradley Fletcher, all these scrub-ass secondary guys on the field. Sproles? We don't need to use him the second half of the season. The injury excuse? Oh, we had injuries on this team. Yeah, I'll give you that. We had O-line injuries out the ass during the first half of the season when we were winning games. So where's that excuse? It's not an excuse. I was fine. Going into last year, coming out of last year, 10 wins. We lost to the Saints at home. A tough fought game. Lose by 2 points on a kickoff with, a field goal with time expiring. But I came out of that year, I was like, damn, Shady had a career year. Deshaun had a career year. Riley Cooper had a career year. We're getting Maclin back. Nick Foles, oh my God. This guy has a coach that knows how to work him. We had all those things going into this year. And what happens? Lose Deshaun Jackson. Riley Cooper gets signed to a big contract. Okay, time for him to step up. Maclin, we get him back. Okay, he has a career year, 1,200 yards so far. Not gonna bat an eye at that at all and shun that. Foles turns into a turnover machine. We draft Marcus Smith in the first round, and he can't even get on the fucking field to play spare a special teams kickoff or two. We sign Sproles like that. All of a sudden, he disappears the second half of the year, second half of the season. Went from 9-3 to just out of the playoffs in a matter of 3 weeks. Just poof, gone. And what am I, if I'm going to compare this to last year, and I'm not going to be one of these people that says Chip Kelly needs to go because I think you're a fucking lunatic if you think that right now. This is a coach that came in right off of college, took a 4-win team to 10 wins last year, and then took a team that could possibly get 10 wins again this year. I'm with you all when he hasn't beat those elite teams. I'm here with you on all that. But I still think it's ridiculous if you want to say you want to throw Kelly to the curb right now. But I'll tell you what, he fooled me once this year. He fooled me once because going into this year, I thought this team was going to at least be as good as they were last year. And I figured they were going to find their way. They're familiar with the Kelly system a little bit more. But instead, they were dead fucking fish. Because let's face it, the teams they beat, spare the Cowboys, which was a fluke win, frankly, on Thanksgiving Day now. The Cowboys showed you who they really are. And by the way, congratulations to the Cowboys. Congratulations. I know I've been hating on you guys all season, but you know what? You are the only team in the NFC East, unarguably, that deserve to win it this year. So congratulations to you. I ain't going to sit there and wish you the worst or anything like that. You deserve to be in the dance to go to the Super Bowl. That out of the way. My team, and what I'm supposed to look forward to next year. Our quarterback situation. Sanchez will be gone. Nick Foles, I don't know. Is he still a fucking turnover machine? Are we going with a quarterback in the draft? Is he going to be any good? Are we going to pick someone up out of the garbage pile if like Cutler gets cut or RG3 gets cut? Am I supposed to have faith in that, promise in that? Am I supposed to trust that, oh, well, we'll just get some secondary guys in the draft? Because we went with defense for the first pick in the draft last year. How'd that turn out? Yeah, that's a nice little bench warmer that we got out of the first round. And speaking of Marcus Smith, is there any reason, speaking of Marcus Smith and Barkley, is there any possible reason not to start these two guys in this Week 17 matchup against the Giants? Chip Kelly already came out today and said Sanchez is going to be starting against the Giants. Why? Why? Sanchez is not going to be here next year. It doesn't matter whether Sanchez has a blow the doors off type of game or plays a shit the bed type of game. It means nothing. He will not be here. Barkley will be here, either as a second or a third string quarterback. Why not give him some real time of playing a real professional team of football? Why not give him some real time fucking experience? If Barkley shits the bed, then who cares? Who cares? It's a game that means nothing. But it could mean something. If we get a guy that is going to be expected to come in off the bench and play a game in the future, get him less rusty. Get him some more actual game time experience. And Marcus Smith, play him! Play him! Let's see if he has the tenacity, the anything, to step up and play. Get him some solid snaps on the field. Get him on there. See if he can fucking play. Because as of right now, I have no clue because you can't formulate an opinion either way because he's not getting on the field to play. Now, obviously, he probably can play or else he would be getting on the field. But Jesus Christ, we got DeMeco Ryans out at linebacker. Why not let Marcus Smith get some time in on the field now? The Eagles are playing for nothing this week. Nothing. A team that was tied for first place in the NFL 3 weeks ago is now playing for nothing in Week 17. Oh, all those Cowboys fans, Redskins fans, Giants fans that have been coming here fucking laughing their asses off, fucking deserved. Everyone deserves to be pointing at this Philadelphia team and fucking laughing. Sky was the I couldn't even, I'll tell you right now, I couldn't even fathom this team not making the playoffs after what they did to Dallas on Thanksgiving Day. They surprised me. They did something completely unexpected. Fucking pulled the wool over my eyes. I thought they were actually a decent team. Did I ever for a second think they were going to win the Super Bowl this year? Abso-fucking-lutely not. This wasn't a Super Bowl team. But what I also thought this team was that they weren't a team that was going to transgress. That was going to take not only a step back from last year, but take a complete step back from last year and have a future that is so uncertain right now. So many holes that need to be fixed. So many things that are getting older on this team. Again, we don't know if Macklin's going to be back. We don't know if we're going to sign a free agent wide receiver or go with the draft. Is there any decent free agents out there even that are worth stepping up to sign for a contract on this team? Is Shady really what we saw this year? Just an average at best running back in this league right now? I'm fucking furious, man. I was willing just to let this slide and be like, oh, well, that season is what it is. But, man, when you really examine it, I don't know how you can't be anything but fucking pissed for the way things unfolded for this team in Philadelphia. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, don't worry, this team will be back bigger and stronger next year. Like I said, Chip Kelly, you fooled me once. You fool me again next year and this team takes another transgression? Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. That's when I'll join the people that are saying your ass deserves to be out of here. Now, don't get me wrong. They can win less games. and be less productive. But if they have pieces like saying like, oh, you know, that quarterback they went after, that receiver they picked up, those secondary guys, they're playing solid. It looks like there's a young future brewing here. So yeah, just because if they go into next year, win 6-7 games, something like that, but it looks like they have promise, rather than going into this year saying like, I don't know if Macklin's going to be here, I don't know if Foles is going to be able to go 1 for 1 in a touchdown interception thing like he's doing this year. I don't know if Sproles is going to be a guy that's going to get the ball more than 5 times a game. Are we going to go with more Oregon players, Chip? They've been working out really well, right? This fucking team, man. This fucking team. Like when I really just sat there and I was like, man, this team was tied for the best record in the NFL just 3 weeks ago. And just like that, they're out of the playoffs. What? I mean, it's getting to the point where I sit here and I'm like, why don't I just get a new hobby? I mean, football isn't my life, but it's something that I fucking love. I ain't sitting here and telling you like, I'm not even gonna care to pay attention next year or anything like that. I've been paying attention for too fucking long to give up now. But man, when is it just going to just not be constant suffering? How many years of fucking suffering have I had to see? Like, I can deal with my team being bad. Like, that 4-win season we saw 2 seasons ago, Andy Reid's last year, that was fucking suffering. But I knew coming out of that, it's like, well, they can't be worse. So there's at least promise in a fucking year like that. Whereas this year, why should I hold my breath thinking that promising things are going to be better next year? Chip Kelly, I still have faith in you, and I still have faith that this team is going to get the job done. But I ain't going to sit here and lie and tell you that, oh, it is for certain that they are going to be better next year. Because this team folded like a paper fucking dragon in a fireplace. With the fire going, of course. I guess it doesn't really fold, it just burns up. Anyways. It's paper tiger, not paper dragon. Jesus Christ. I'm fucking angry. Going into a game against the Giants, that just doesn't mean anything. God damn, man. What the fuck happened this year? What the fuck happened? From 9-3 to 9 and irrelevant right now. And frankly, all kidding aside and all just like, oh, I hope the Eagles lose week 17. The Giants are playing way better football as of late than the Eagles are. Way better football. ODB is going to have a fucking career year. Excuse me, a career day. Not that he has much of a career yet, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, and Chip, the whole Deshaun Jackson thing. I made a few videos about that in the preseason, or actually before the season started, back when you cut his ass. How did you like all the numbers that Deshaun put up on you? Like I ain't even gonna hate on Deshaun. He deserves to rub his fucking face into fucking Philadelphia. The stats he put up. He had 240-something yards in 2 games against the Eagles, averaged 27 yards per reception. How did you like not playing with him on the fucking team this year, Chip? That big locker room distraction, that big loudmouth, that fucking punk, that gangbanger. That guy that was on the team last year that you made it to the fucking playoffs with. That team that was the year before a 4-win squad. How the fuck do you like your team now without him? All this shit that I've been giving you a buy on, Chip, that fucking honeymoon pass shit is gone. This team better fucking impress the fucking shit out of me next year, Chip. Or at least show promise. Or else you can hit the fucking bricks, Junior. Have a good day, everyone. And again, congrats to the Dallas Cowboys. That's right, I'm going to end this video with congrats to the Dallas Cowboys. The new NFC East champions. Burns my fucking ass, but you know what? They deserve it. Have a good day, guys.